Welcome to the Model Car Podcast, a bi-weekly show about building scale model cars. This show is brought to you by the generous financial support of our Patreon backers. Our Patreon supporters get access to our behind-the-scenes Slack channel, patron extras, and even a chance to be on the show. If you can help support the show, please visit the supporters page on our website, modelcar.show. If you would like more talk about model cars, please join our Facebook group or our Slack workspace.
Hello and welcome to the Model Car Podcast. My name's Justin Twyford. I'm joined by my friend, my co-host, my building buddy, John Dezan. Hey, John, how are you today?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing great. We're in episode 69, so we're not going to say anything else about that.
No.
It's never going to go anyplace good.
No.
We're teenagers at heart, playing with little pieces of plastic toys.
Yeah, we just have more expensive toys than we did when we were teenagers.
Oh, I have very expensive toys coming. Did I tell you about my new monitor?
Yes, you did.
Anyway, what's new with you, John? What have you been working on?
Well, it's been basically too hot and humid in the past 2-week period to really have done much of anything. I did do a little bit yesterday on 2 small-scale projects, and that's about it. I haven't even made new content for my YouTube channel. Horrendous.
That's it. Demonetize you from YouTube.
Not that I was making any money anyway, but minor detail.
So you've got no building done, or you did a little bit?
I did a little bit yesterday, yeah.
What were you working on, if you want to tell us?
1/32nd scale truck cab and an even smaller scale airplane.
Oh, interesting. Are your eyes still good enough for that?
Yes.
Okay, mine aren't.
And you probably drink too much too, so that'd make it real challenging.
Are you insinuating I'm slightly alcoholic?
Well, slightly. Yeah.
It's 9:30 in the morning. Right now, I am completely sober.
Mm-hmm. Right now.
Right now.
And you're moving to wine country.
Well, yes. That's why I said right now. I qualified this. It's 9:30 in the morning. If I was an alcoholic, I would be having a drink by now. You know, I've been up since 5, so.
Only one by now? No, more than one by now.
I don't know what you call it if you drink copious amounts of coffee in the morning.
Coffeeholic?
That's where I am at the moment.
Coffeeholic? Caffeineaholic?
Probably. Caffeine, I don't know. Anyway.
I'm sure there's a name out there for it.
There's names for everything.
Caffeine addict?
Mm-hmm. We got to be careful what names we use nowadays because all of a sudden you get canceled.
Yep.
John, I saw that you got something in the mail this week.
Oh, yeah.
You teased me with a picture of it.
I teased you with it. Yeah.
Tell me more.
Last time we discussed that Nunu had a new kit coming. Nunu had a new kit. Oh, boy.
That is, you know what? Every time you say that, it is still funny.
I know.
A new.
A Nunu had a new kit coming, and oh, God. Oh, dear. Yes. Anyway, the Audi Quattro Sport that I said I was going to get last time on the podcast, well, I got it.
That came in record time.
Came in record time because I thought about it for a few days, and then I said, oh, well, I'll check with my online retailer. And he said, okay, would you believe I actually have one coming? And I don't recall ordering it. And I said, well, cool. Just rebox and send it to me.
So that didn't come from offshore. That came local.
It did come from offshore, but not directly offshore.
Yeah. When it was just shipped out to you, it's just a hop, skip, and a province away.
Yes, exactly. So
cool.
Anyway, got it. Happy, nice kit.
So tell me about the kit itself. What's it look like inside? I only have, I think, one of the news. I got the Volvo. So I'm kind of curious. Kind of curious what yours looks like too.
Well, I know somebody, I think Mr. Nisbet said that, he had the Tamiya Quattro rally car, which is fine. It is the long rally car. This is the sport, which means it's a short car, and boy, is it small. Everything looks, I don't I'm going to go out here on a limb and say I don't have a Nunu kit. This is my first Nunu kit. Nunu, okay. Gotta quit saying Nunu.
A new kit. Yes, I know.
It looks every bit as crisp and sharp as a Tamiya kit.
Very nice.
Yes.
When's that going to get started on the build pile? Because I'm curious now. It's not something you normally do.
That's a darn good question. Oh, I have no problem with rally cars. I've done them before. I have a few. I'll have a few more, I'm sure. And the question is, when will it get it? Darn good question at this point.
That's a really good 24-hour build kit for next spring.
Not with the amount of decals on it.
Oh, sure it is.
I mean, there's 2 layers of decals in general. There's the striping that goes onto the white body, and then there's all the other stuff that goes on after that.
Mm-hmm. There's a challenge for you.
I'll start making noises.
All right. Oh, any more than the hum we're already dealing with? The edit button is strong this episode.
Oh, dear.
So I did something, John.
You bought another kit?
Nope. I haven't even been near a model shop.
Yeah, well, I wasn't near a hobby shop, and I bought 2 models.
I packed up all of the models for sale that I didn't sell. So I had probably 100 so kits left over from my big purge. I'd sold quite a few of them, several hundred at least, but I had a bunch left. Wow. And I had decided that the only way to move them locally was to fire sale them. And I thought that wouldn't make me particularly happy. So I went and bought a couple more big boxes and packaged everything up. So I am completely packed up on models. Can you believe that?
It must be quite, well, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Can I believe it? Yeah. Is it hard to believe? Yeah, but it's believable.
So the final tally of these big 2-foot by 2-foot boxes is about 36 of them.
Jeez. A lot of models.
I don't need to buy any more. So let's hope they don't actually make any more that I'm interested in. What are they releasing this week, John, that I might have interest in?
Well, it's really a quiet week this week for what's actually being released. We do have from Academy, we have a 124 scale Hyundai Pony.
Oh, you know what? That's cool.
Yeah, I know. It is in its own weird way, isn't it?
That is really, really cool.
I guess there goes your plan, right?
Oh, man. It looks like it was a different kit that they've modified. This is the pony with like 70s style pony with the 2... That we got in the 80s, that Canada got in the 80s. The United States did not get it, but that's fine. That's another story. These were the ones that basically rust as soon as you took them out of the box.
Yeah, essentially like that, yeah.
But you know what? They made Hyundai one of probably the most reliable cars today because they had to do so much work to kill off this bad reputation. Mm-hmm. But just in itself, it's an old 70s/80s Econo box.
4-door.
And it's just odd enough to be cool.
Mm-hmm. Myself, I'd much rather have the first generation Sonata, but...
I can sing if you'd like a Sonata.
No, the Hyundai Sonata, that is.
Okay. Never mind them.
They were made about half an hour from here, so.
Interesting. Anyway, that is really cool. I like that. I'm going to have to look for that when I build a car and get rid of some of my stash because it grew again, John.
Just by one.
Ah, boy. All right. What's next?
Next up, a little something. If you do like I do and have a scale garage, you might want one of these, a car stand for restoration.
Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. It's, I'm just trying to think of how to describe it. Do you want to describe this one? Because I got no words.
Well, I won't call it a chassis rotisserie or anything like that, but it's a stand built to hold a car body, so it could be wheeled around the shop.
Mm-hmm. So you put your car on top of this one.
You take your body off and which for us means we haven't put it on the model yet, but yeah.
Interesting. Diorama special here. And for those of us that are lazy and just like painting and not final assembly, this is perfect. You put a whole bunch of these and they're all works in progress.
Yep.
That's kind of neat, actually. That's from Spot Model.
Available from Spot Model, but it's made by DAB Models.
Is it resin? Do you know? It looks like resin, doesn't it?
Includes 3D printed parts.
Okay, never mind. 3D printed, which means you got to sand the bejesus out of them first. But
quite possibly, yes.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
What bothers me is they don't say how many's in the box. I mean, if I'm paying that price, I'm not saying the price is bad. I'm just saying for that price, I would like 2 in the box for that.
Looking at the price, it's only €15.
Shipped from over there to here. Gets a little expensive just for one.
Well, you have to buy 2, and then it cuts the shipping in half.
But the price just went doubled.
Yeah, you know what? $20 for one of those. That's fair.
$20 for one of those, he says. Oh, okay. Shall we move on?
If you'd like.
It's already bad enough. I'm tempted. Let's put it that way.
Well, see, you got to order this anyway, so you might as well just throw it in your cart.
Got to order that anyway? Why do I have to order that?
The next one.
Oh, the next one. Yeah, that's half the problem. There's a detail upset for the Audi Quattro Sport from Nunu.
The new one that John just got. The new one.
Oh, jeez. Let's not go there anymore. They're going to confuse me. Oh, God. Yeah. And it includes, oh boy, photo etch. It includes seatbelt fabric, turn metal parts, and placement instructions.
Brake discs, grills, HUD latches, mud flaps, windshield wipers, etc. It actually looks like a comprehensive sheet.
It does look like a comprehensive sheet, doesn't it? There's your seatbelt buckles on them. There's your well, I'm assuming pedals.
Yeah, pedal caps. The ones I'm looking at there, there's some of the stuff that I still don't think looks right in photo etch. But looking at this, your grills definitely get an improvement if they're photo etch from plastic. And the mud flaps and the footbox for the passenger, those you just look so much better when you're into proper photo etch rather than plastic pieces. Some of the stuff like the brakes, the metal that basically glues onto the edge of your brake disc to make it look a little bit more metallic. If you paint well, you could take it or leave that.
Yeah,
it has ribbon and photo etch hardware for your seatbelts, which I think is really good to have. Windshield wipers, I don't particularly use those, but there's a lot of little details here that might be nice. Probably some hood pins I'm thinking on there as well, which would also be probably very nice. That, if I had the kit, would be very, very tempting, John.
Already is tempting.
And from what I hear, there is turned metal parts for the aerial or the antenna.
Ah, okay. That's what that is.
The little connector valve.
That's what it is in the little plastic bag.
There you go. That's what that is.
Okay.
And I have some of those from, what was the company? I bought them. A local guy had a business, 20 some years ago. And when he sold out, I just bought everything I could of this stuff. It was expensive, but it was from Sakura or Satsukura or something like that in Japan. So I have a few of these, but they're ideal with a little bit of modeling wire from music wire. You can get really, really good looking aerials, much better than plastic. I definitely say if you got the car and you're not going to build it anytime soon or out of the box, that'd be a good investment, John.
Okay.
Spending your money.
Yeah. Guess it's fair, seeing as I spend yours.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Also available this time around is the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10 Sea West sponsor 2007.
I'm trying to see the Sea West part of this. I think the Sea West is just a nose job.
Probably, yeah.
It probably has some Go Fast stickers on the side as well.
That's quite the nose job too, isn't it?
Well, it's just a bottom chin, I think, on this one, because this was already kind of looking like this. I think it's just the bottom chin on it that is the real change.
What about the ledges right underneath the headlamps? That looks a lot deeper.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Underneath the headlamps than it does in the factory car. Yeah. I mean,
it could be. Ooh. Or it could be the fact it's a white car and they're painted black.
Yeah, that's possible too.
If you look on the one on the left of the box.
Yeah, if you look at the one on the far side of the car, it doesn't look bad, but on the driver's side, it looks huge.
Oh, I see what it is. It's got a winglet on there, which I think is part of that. There's a little carbon fiber winglet on it.
Yeah, there's something bad angle. Let's call it that. Mm-hmm. Definitely a bad angle.
This selfie is not Instagram worthy.
No. Mm-mm. No, sir.
They didn't do it up on the angle, so you're smiling upwards, so it doesn't show the bags of your eyes. Apparently, that's what all the kids are doing.
Hey, they need to Photoshop it. That's what all the models have done nowadays anyway. So,
exactly. IPMS. What was this IPMS that was going around?
Oh, the International Plastic Modeler Society. Apparently, some of the model companies decided this would be a good time to release some of their ideas coming for us. Not just generally the IPMS is military, much more military and sci-fi than us, but this time around, we got included big time.
Mm-hmm. One does have to wonder, with everything that's going on in the world, big model show with stuff out to display. Mm-hmm. Scary idea at this point. But anyway.
Just a little bit, but for some of us anyway. Others of us, well, they did it. They did it. They couldn't have been bothered too much by it, but.
Where was this, Florida?
Las Vegas, I believe.
Well.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I was going to say what happens in Vegas requires 14 days of self-isolation, but.
It might.
Anyway, we won't get into political stuff here. Let's go through what they've got. They got some interesting stuff here.
Okay, so do we want to do which company do we want to do first?
Well, I included the link. So there's a link on this. There's some great people. A guy called Night Owl 7710. That's a pretty cool name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, James Duff. He's got his full name, but Night Owl. That's a manly name. Anyway, he went in to Model Cars Mag. They have a forum, which is a heck of a lot more active, surprisingly, than their magazine. And somebody shared a link to us. I can't remember who that was. I think it might have been Chris.
No, it was Mr. Nesbitt.
Oh, Mr. Nesbitt. Thank you, Mr. Nesbitt. Anyway, somebody shared it in our super secret Slack channel. And so we got to look at this because it's not somewhere I generally hang out. But this Night Owl 7710, he posted a whole bunch of pictures of what was going on. So let's open up that link and we can go straight down it, John, if you like.
Okay, sounds good.
We recommend you go to our show notes. This is episode 69 at modelcar.show and follow along with the links so you know what we're talking about.
Okay, first up, Mobius Models. Off-road truck tires for their Ford series of pickups.
Oh, okay. Truck tire.
Yeah. Truck tires, pickup truck tires. Perhaps I should have said that.
I was thinking that because I was actually going to ask you, who the hell takes their big truck off-road?
Their semi off-road? You don't. If you take your semi off-road, you require they require somebody you're going to be driving by when you move. So
I was curious because I did not recognize these as. Anyway, I'm stupid. Let's go.
Okay.
Anything you're interested in for this?
Those wheels and tires, not so much. I'm not saying there's no use for it, but for me, not really.
Not unless you do another Bigfoot.
I've never done a Bigfoot.
Well, you did your Ranger thing, didn't you? Your Ranger Sasquatch chasing Bigfoot thing.
That's got mat tracks on it.
Oh, that's right. Well, you could take them off and drive it on the road with these.
Yeah, you could, but we're not going to.
All right. Well, if you're going to have big off-road tires, what else do you need?
Well, you might need a snowplow. Mm-hmm. And that I like. That I could see myself buying a few of. Whether it comes with a truck or not, I don't know yet.
I think it'd look great on the front of a Garfield kit.
Yeah, right.
Maybe not.
No.
Okay.
No. The long-rumored Chevy Nova Ss or Chevy 2 Gasser is coming out. Finally. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I want one, but...
This looks like another kit that's out there. Tell me what's exciting about this one.
I have no idea. Honestly, it's not the area of models that I build. I just know a lot of people are very interested in it. So sounds good.
Okay. All right. If you're interested in it, it is coming out, and you won't be able to drive it on the street because you can't see past the big blower.
Yeah, but if you scroll down a photo 2, you can also build it stock.
Oh, photo 3.
So there's a hood, even though there's no hood shown.
I was going to say, where's the hood, John? I don't see a hood.
No, I know.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. If you like that kind of car, it's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
What else is coming out?
Well, there's a ramp truck body for the Ford pickup series again.
Is this the same one that was part of the twofer thingy, or is this something new?
No, this is brand new.
All right. Interesting. So I guess they would need to have an extended frame as well for their trucks to go with this, looking at the layout of that.
Oh, no. That's a good question. I mean, if they kept the same wheelbase, then you're going to have an awful lot of weight hanging over the rear axle, which will affect how the truck drives and rides. But hey, it's just a model.
They've got the mock-up, and the mock-up looks that rear axle, single rear axle, which is surprising, but it looks to be a long way back.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Anyway, we shall see what happens.
Especially when you compare it to the next photo.
Yeah, but that's a short wheelbase truck too.
Well, see, I told you it looks really, really big compared to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, you did. So there's the short wheelbase truck with two coming, and I'm looking at what's on the front end. I'm guessing that's the mount for the snowplow. So that could be where the snowplow's coming.
Interesting. Because the snowplow itself doesn't have that portion with it.
No, but
so I wonder if it's only coming as a finished kit, or if it's coming as an extra.
I'm going to guess it'll come with a truck.
I was about to say, the way that the logistics are working for Mobius lately, they want to sell as much stuff as they can. They'll make you buy the kit just to get the snowplow.
Unfortunately, most model companies work that way. Okay. So 2 more ideas that they're showing, at least in 3D rendering form, is a mini dump, a 1-ton dump truck with dual rear wheels, and then there's the off-road version with the off-road wheels and tires.
I do think somebody should make a copy of these, and if and when they release it, paint it using the same colorway.
Oh gosh, no.
Green
hood, blue dump body, green shocks. No. Just as one example. No.
All right.
No.
I was trying, John. I was trying.
You'll notice that the off-road version of the pickup too has a light bar in the back in the bed, and a spare wheel and tire up in the bed too.
I see that. That's pretty cool. And it is 4-wheel drive as well, I notice. Yeah.
Well, I would hope so. This one I've heard, the next one I've heard rumored several times over the years, and it looks like they're finally going to do a Holmes tow truck based on the Ford F-Series, also with dual rear wheels.
All right, Cooter's got his work cut out for him with this one.
That's one way to put it.
That's probably inaccurate from the TV show, but you know, that's kind of always, I think of these kind of tow trucks, and I always think of Cooter digging out the Dukes of Hazzard, or Daisy Duke for the most part. Anyway, interesting.
Still, it's a Holmes unit. It's not my favorite brand, but it'll do.
I still have feelings about Mobius.
Oh, of course you would.
I think I'll give it a skip.
Good enough.
What else we got?
Moving on to Atlantis. Atlantis has paired themselves with Jim Keeler and is coming out with a line of custom cars known as Keeler's Customs.
And who is Jim Keeler? Just for those of us.
Jim Keeler was a kit designer for, I want to say Monogram, could be Revell back in the day.
And he's got some IP tied into some of the kits that he did previously, which is weird.
Well, that's what it is.
I guess he took a photocopy of the old drawings and is remanufacturing them, but I don't know. Because I would assume that if he's working for a company back in those days, that the intellectual property became
theirs.
Yeah, the company's IP, not his personally. Maybe this is just redesigned in the way of it, but maybe it's long enough in the past that nobody cares anymore.
Quite possibly. Don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. If you're into those style of customs, and don't ask me to describe them. I really can't.
He's even got his own t-shirt brand, Keeler's Customs. Not kind of my stuff, but pretty cool if you like it.
Exactly. And we'll scroll on down past all the Keeler's Customs.
John got bored of them.
I'm sorry. Not my thing.
Yeah, there's another one. Yep, there's another one. There's a rat. Oh, there's a big 57. Yep, there's another 57. Oh, that one has a drive-through on it. It's actually a stock version with a drive-through plate on the side of it. Anyway, yeah. All right. What else is coming up?
This is a 55, actually. It's not a 57. It's 55.
I didn't look that closely at it, John. I saw the French fries and got hungry because,
It's breakfast time. Revell has got some reissues, modified reissues, and even some new stuff that's coming. The 37 Ford pickup is coming back out with I said Ford, with a surfboard in the box. I guess they want us to go surfing or something.
Where's Revell based now?
Germany, I believe.
And then North America is based in Illinois still?
Believe so, yes.
Where the heck do either one of those get the fascination with surfboards from? I don't know.
Well, you got to remember, Revell originally was based in California.
That was many, many years ago.
Yeah, that was many, many years ago. I agree, but that was their home turf, if you get what I mean.
So they're going for the old people that are reliving their youth.
Could be.
All right. Are you into surfboards, John? Not
so much. The kit is nice, but
actually it does look good. The artwork actually looks really good on it. If you were going to build this the way that it looks in the box, I think this would actually be a really good choice.
I wouldn't disagree. Like I said, I know the kit is good.
All right, let's look at this next kit because I have questions.
May be able to answer them. I may not. The 1966 Chevy Malibu SS 2-in-1 is being reissued.
Where do those 80s stripes come from on the side of the box art?
Good question. From the 1980s, or did they just want their stripes back?
Those are like complete 80s stripes, right? They look wrong on a factory stored Malibu, and they look way wrong on a modern take on a car like that.
Yeah, doesn't look right. Doesn't suit it.
All right, so this is one you're going to have to ignore the decals, the body decals, and do it yourself.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Because, who often paints a kit like the box art?
You might be surprised. Not me, but yeah.
Well, as long as the Ferrari box art's red, it's all good. So,
okay, I'm sorry. Oh, they're actually giving us a proper hood for so it's modified reissue 1969 Camaro, now modified to an SS 396, which previously the only way to get this hood was to buy the AMT kit, which is just a horrible kit.
A horrible kit. The poor kid will be offended, John. It'll cancel you.
Good for it. I'll cancel it beforehand.
All right. That is something that you have to be very into your 69 Camaros to know.
Yeah, and I guess it shows that maybe it's not a belly button car to me.
Not this one.
Anyway, shall we move on?
We shall.
Fast and Furious is apparently still on at Revell because now they're reissuing the Ford F-150 SVT Lightning as Brian's Ford F-150 SVT Lightning from the original movie, was it?
Yes.
Yes.
This was when he was the undercover policeman working the parts thing as his
Racer's
cover.
Edge. The Racer's Edge. Come on. It says right there on the cab door.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that even actually have a phone number on it?
Probably does.
Not a legit phone number, though. 213-555. Oh, nope. There you go.
I was going to say, isn't it 867-5309?
Jeez. Okay, yeah. Oh, dear. It's going to be one of those days. Moving on, we have a 1967 Corvette Coupe. It's a 427 car, so yeah.
Love the artwork. I think we might have mentioned this one before. This is the
quite possibly
St. Louis Arches that is there. Beautiful looking artwork. Not sure about the kits, but I really like the way they're presenting it. If nothing else, Revell's artwork this time round is really, really gorgeous.
Yeah, they are knocking their artwork out of the park lately.
That's one place they're putting some new money on some new renderings, artistic drawings, I think, for a lot of them, but really, really looking well done. So, yeah, that could actually come home with me just based on the box art.
Oh, wow. I'm not encouraging you to spend your money on that one this time, but
maybe not. We shall see.
Okay. All new tooling. Porsche 911 Carrera 3.2.
Now, I don't know enough about these Porsches.
Neither do I, but
to ask why anybody would ever need new tooling for a Porsche, because they haven't changed from the 70s.
Well, it can be argued they'd have if you take, the original 911 Carrera and put it side by side with a modern car, you'll see a lot of differences. If you put it against a car from the 70s or 80s, I think you'll see the differences.
Maybe a little bit, but they all kind of look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Pointy at the front, round at the back. We know how this goes.
Oh, but look at the artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Just be amazed by the artwork, and it gets even better because they're going to do a 911 Carrera Targa 3.2, and if you look at the artwork on that box top, or projected box top, wow.
Is that Sean Bean inside the Porsche?
You mean the coupe? The gray car?
The 3.2, yeah.
They're both 3.2s.
The first one, then. The non-Targa.
It could be Sean Bean, yes.
That looks like it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Boromir with class. Anyway. And then this one, well, I can't tell because it's over the eyes. But it kind of looks like Johnny Depp. Anyway,
yeah, it could be.
I think they're inspiring on rich and beautiful people, which means that I could never have one of these. That Targa particularly, that would mess up my hair like you wouldn't believe, John.
Mess up your hair. Okay. That's why you do like what Thomas Magnum used to do and wear a ball cap.
Yeah, I have no friction to hold down the ball cap and to blow off.
Then you have no hair problems either.
I have no hair. You could have just stopped there, John. That's fine. I'm comfortable with my baldness.
Yeah, but you brought it up, so.
All right. I was being facetious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have a test shot.
That's getting beeped out, unfortunately, isn't it?
No, I said it on purpose. It's all good.
Okay. The 71 Ford Mustang that if you were in the right place at the right time, you may have seen a test shot or something from Revell on Facebook about it a while back, months back, actually. It is a legit project. It is coming. Just be patient.
Interesting.
Yes. And then we are going to, well, in case you hadn't noticed, there's the 32 Ford that Revell has not reissued because they no longer have the license. So they're going to rethink some of the parts in the Stacy David Rat Roaster conversion.
To make it a un-Stacy David version.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. To make it an un-Stacy David version. Exactly.
So I should hold on to that Stacy David version because it might be worth something.
Yeah.
Like none of my kits so far.
Yep. Sounds good.
Interesting. Cool.
And then the test shot. Oh boy, it's not exactly perfect in my world when it comes to Oldsmobiles, but yeah, I won't say no. A 1971 Olds 442 Coupe, which of course which is modified reissue, started life as a 72 442 convertible.
Hey, see, I learned something new today.
What, you didn't realize that?
Not my kind of car. Kind of
okay.
Blah.
No.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Anyway.
I'd rather have a 70 myself, but that's me.
70. Fine vintage 1970.
Wouldn't happen to be the year you were born, would it?
Oh, geez. It might be. You never know.
Then, you see, my friend, you'd have to buy one. Build it for your birth year project.
Yeah. How many years late would I be to that?
As long as it gets done before
I die, yes.
There you go.
I'll do it as a centennial project, you know?
Yeah.
I wish. I got to make it that long.
Uh-huh.
Pegasus
is wheels, but I don't know if it is new. I didn't really read that part of the posting too much. I know there's something earlier about pricing going up by $1 for each wheel set, but I didn't see that they were making new.
Okay. I would just pictures in there. I was looking at the pretty pictures.
You got distracted again. Pretty pictures.
Story of my life, John. Story of my life.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you've been married several times.
Ouch.
Well, pretty pictures.
You telling me I'm addicted to wedding photos or something? Yes.
You're attracted to something pretty in the pictures.
All right. This topic is going nowhere. We shall move on.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk a little bit this week. The podcast will be taking a break in 2 weeks when we normally would be recording. I will be in the middle of moving, which means that first off, it is going to be really hard to record anything. Second off, it's going to be impossible to edit something because I'm not going to have my setup hooked up. And that is critical.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, I wanted to kind of give a little bit of a peek. We didn't really have a good topic for this week. So I wanted to give a little peek into what actually goes into making a podcast. Because I don't think a lot of people really understand, and perhaps a lot of people don't care, but it is interesting for me and hopefully for John, because he's still here 69 episodes later. I really wanted to take the opportunity to thank our supporters, because without you guys, we couldn't do this. It does take a huge amount of resources, and that comes with some costs, and we really do appreciate everybody that can and does help us out. We know not everybody can. Listening to us, passing on the show to your modeling friends, that's great as well. But, certainly we do appreciate those people that like what we do enough to throw a few bones our way each month. So what goes into making a podcast, John? You start. We make a show note, a document that we both look at every day. And that's where all of our links go. And that's what you see a portion of when we do our show notes. But John is the man with a plan. So John is our research assistant or research
assistant?
What's
the assistant part?
Research manager? Yes. John does all the research for the show.
There you go. That I can agree with. I don't do it all, but
So what do you do, John? How long does that take you, and where do you have to go to get that?
It all depends on a given week, how long it takes. Where do I go for it? Well, it's so nice that Round 2 sends out an email every week. It's so nice that I have 2 Canadian online retailers that send out emails saying this is new, this is coming out, this can be ordered every week. It's also nice when people like Mr. Nesbitt or Mr. Meacham or Mr. Martin post something in our Slack group and, hey, look at this, IPMS, this is what's coming out. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
When guys do something like that, that makes it a little bit easier for me, but I still do individually. I also get, before I forget, I also get emails from the likes of Spot Model too.
Yeah, they're very helpful.
That makes it all easier to see all this nice, neat stuff that is coming out. I would never have known about the that stand for restoration that we were talking about a few minutes ago, or the detail upset for the Nunu kit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do a great job. HLJ, even though their email can contain things I'm not so interested in.
Yeah, figures, for example.
The figures are the least of my concerns, John.
Yeah, the adult figures then.
We're not going there again. We will just move on from that. HLJ also does a...
Oh, God.
Oh, John. You've got me going on. All right. And then we have to sit down and record. And recording always goes smoothly, doesn't it, John?
Oh, sometimes it does. Sometimes more smoothly than others.
How's today going, John?
It's lots of fun, but it's going to be a lot of work in the editing room.
So John has a hum. And if I do my job right, you won't hear it.
Or you won't hear very much of it.
But in my monitors and in John's monitors, we can both hear it.
Yeah.
And that is ugly.
Generally, if I can hear it with my setup, that's not good for Justin. That's going to make a lot more work.
Mm-hmm. Because basically what we're trying to do is put out a podcast with an audio quality that we're proud of. And that has come with some challenges. It has cost both of us, since we started the podcast, we are both on different computers. We are both on different microphones, completely different setups, right, John?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It cost me an Apple computer, for cripe's sake. Not that I'm complaining. It's a wonderful machine, but as you may know, they're kind of pricey.
Yeah, John came over to the dark side.
And then I completely went to the dark side. I changed my phone. I changed my tablet, and I even got the watch too.
I apologize, John. I started that, didn't I?
Yeah, something like that with the computer. That was innocent. The rest isn't your fault.
Once you go Apple, you never go back, I think is what they say, right?
Well, I thought I was going around saying stuff like that about barbarians. Once you go barbarian, there's no going back.
Yes, well, we're not even going to get into your thumbs.
We're not going there today.
No barbarians, though. Barbarians that have hum in their mic. Well, they could be classified as barbarians or heretics, or even worse. You know, I think in the 1600s you would have got burnt on the stake for making such noises on a podcast recording.
I thought I was barbarian. I wouldn't have cared. I would have gladly burned you on the stake. So.
All right, this is going so weirdly.
Going so weird, but it's so much fun.
All right. So we spend a couple of hours usually. We'll have a little bit of a chat and a catch up and
tell cat stories, tell princess stories.
I want to thank John because it took me, a year to get you on the show, to do the show with me, John, from the first time we talked?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And I've had such a great journey getting to know John. I knew him online. We were on some of the boards together. We've probably talked about this before. He didn't want to do a show. And I'm so glad that John has become one of my best internet friends. You know, I can't wait till the day we can actually travel and meet in person, because
we can travel now.
Are you getting on a plane?
No. But I will point out, I don't know if I pointed out on air, one of my bucket list ideas is to drive across Canada on the Trans-Canada, so might happen someday.
They reopened it. They reopened the Coke.
Oh, superb.
It was closed due to fire. Nothing like my new house is going to be in a fire zone. The joys. The joys.
The joys of living in the wine region.
Yeah, we're in sort of we're moving to the central Okanagan area, and it is a very, very warm spot, one of the warmest spots in Canada, and gets pretty good fire season there. So anyway.
Yeah, we don't get a fire season here, but I'm probably rivaling those temperatures.
Ah, yes. But yours is all humid.
Yeah, very, very, very humid. We're looking at roughly 100 and something, 40 degrees Celsius with the humidity. This started last Wednesday and will last till next Thursday.
Oh.
So that will be 8 solid days of 40-degree heat and humidity.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yuck.
All right, let's back to how we do a podcast. Once we do a podcast, John makes his own recording. I make several recordings of us. One of me on my own, one of John and I together, and then I make a backup because I'm that kind of person. I like to have backups of everything. What I have to then do is fit all of those different files. John has to send me his file, and I fit it into some recording software. First thing I have to do is fix the audio because the audio never comes in. Well, hum.
Yes. Hum.
John's squeaky chair. What else have we had, John? John's feedback from the old microphones.
Pat's cat used to talk back.
Yep. Fan on the computer. Air conditioning is one of my favorite things to deal with. So I have some software that I can run, and I have to run it a little bit at a time because it takes a while to process some of these files. There, an hour and a half file is quite a chunk of data to work with. And I have to go in there. I fix mouth clicks because there's nothing worse than having mouth noises in the back of somebody's ear. Ugh, scary stuff. Like somebody's eating in your ear, which, some people might like ASMR, not me. I go through, I remove all of the hums, or I try to remove all the hums I can while still leaving some tonal variety, which will be a real challenge for this one. Then I run a program that basically strips all of the silence, any of the sort of background noises that we have from seats rocking or cats in the background or, whatever that would be. My wife texting me because she's wondering, are you done yet? And that buzz coming through on the recording. We edit all those out and try to get those real clean. And then I have to thread the two finish files together, which is really, really hard work because John and I talk over each other all the time. And we've learned as we podcast to keep going. Don't stop, because the worst thing is trying to piece together pieces of conversation that don't actually line up. So there's a lot of juggling, making things sound better. If we have any big ums, ahs, things that I say or John says occasionally that really, really should not go into a PG rated edit, those all have to come out.
Oh, like the super green trucks?
Yes, those. I have to add little ding sounds,
Ding. Yeah. There you go.
Those have to come in. It's a lot of work. One of the things that, occasionally we get people asking, where's Pat? Pat's episodes, the reason we don't do them every time is just pure time. It takes me, we record for, let's say, an hour, and it takes me about 2.5 to 3.5 hours to edit the show, to do all the sound processing, to get it to the point where I can actually release that. If we add one more person to a show, it makes that quite considerably. Last year when we were doing some of the Pat shows, it was taking me 5.5, 6 hours just to edit the audio, which I don't know about you. I don't have that kind of spare time in my life. And so, unfortunately, we had to scale back Pat's. We did actually have Pat scheduled 2 weeks ago. He was going to be on our show, and unfortunately, something came up for him last minute. He couldn't make it. So we do have sort of an open invitation to Pat to come back. If you're listening, Pat, hey, dude, we miss you. But that has to be on a time where my schedule is open enough that I have an extra block of time, an extra 3 hours or so, just to edit that episode together. Because otherwise, what was happening? It was if you've ever got a big project sitting with a deadline weighing on your conscience all week, it was becoming less enjoyable for me. So we do miss Pat. We really do love having him on the show, but certainly those shows tend to get a lot more complex because three of us talk over each other a lot more. And of course, the length of the show tends to increase when you have three people talking as well.
The show length goes real long.
Yeah, and John and I have talked about it this year and made it a reasonable chance, apart from the last episode that went long. But we are trying very hard to keep these at an hour or less, just because that fits into my workflow. And that's something that I needed in order to be able to build and have fun and enjoy the hobby. Otherwise, my hobby became talking about the hobby instead of actually doing anything, which kind of wasn't so much fun. So I just want to give everybody a little bit behind there. On top of that, for me, there's encoding the show notes, making HTML links, uploading it, programming it into our website, making sure the downloads work, coding the MP3s, running all the website side of things, domains. It becomes a lot of work. I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of wanted everybody to understand two things. One, we hope to have Pat back soon as I move, get set up, and have a little bit more time. And two, there's a reason that you won't be getting a show in the next 2 weeks, because it's not something, even if we record it, just talking to John is fun. I like this part. Editing that and producing it and podcasting it up onto the web, that is where the time comes in. And that's stuff that people don't really realize. So we're taking the next 2 weeks off. We'll be back 4 weeks from today, hopefully, unless something drastic happens in the move and I don't have power or internet or who knows. I'm moving. You know what that's like.
Actually, no, I don't. Last time I moved was in the 1970s.
So you don't know about setting up internet in the modern age?
No, not really, no.
Hey, you know what's going to be fun, though? The new house is going to have gigabit fiber.
Oh. Yeah, so you're going to be with Bell.
Nope.
Bell Canada for...
Nope. I am with the same company that I'm with now. So they can, in that area, they had to do a fresh install because it's a newer house, and they can put it up to gigabit.
Cool.
So that is going to really make it a little bit faster. It still doesn't affect a lot of stuff I do, but I'm so excited to have fast internet.
Super fast internet.
Well, nothing is ever fast when you have a teenager in the house that lives on TikTok and other social media things that I don't even ask him anymore.
No.
I look at our up and downloads and go, that's a good thing I pay for unlimited internet. So anyway, we will be back in a month. Thank you so much again to those that support us. I wanted to give a special shout out to David Jenkins, who just joined up at our Patreon producer level. And we really appreciate that, David. Thank you so much. John, how's your truck build going?
Like everything else, it's stalled due to the weather. I mean, sure, I could paint, but I'd rather not open up the house, let in heat and humidity than have to try and take that heat and humidity out of the air. So we're not painting, which is what it needs. And
so you've done all your assembly up to the point where you need to paint it?
That's it. It's all up to that point. It's time, paint, get some basic color on it. I know the body has one or two light coats of color on it, the first color on it, but beyond that, kind of screwed at the moment.
Yes. Last weekend was our monthly build day. And I couldn't do anything because I was packing boxes and more boxes.
Yeah, and I had to, I was supposed to work, but it didn't work out that way. And it just ruined my plans and time for the day. And it's just like, just leave me alone. And it was the one day, wait a minute. No, Saturday was still humid. Sunday of last weekend was beautiful, but it was only one day.
Just never enough time on one day, right, John?
No, there's other things I like to do on Sundays, and I could have done A, B, C, D, E. I chose A, and everything else didn't get done.
All right. John had a life. Can you believe that? He's just sacrificing the show for everything.
Sacrificed my hobby too.
How's your YouTube going? When's your next upload going to be there?
Hopefully for next week. Nothing got uploaded this week because, again, can't paint, can't do this, can't do that. Frustrating.
Check out John's channel, Can-Am Garage. We have a link in the show notes. Did you know, John, you can get a custom YouTube domain? So instead of your channel being youtube.com/channel/random numbers, you can actually get /Can-Am Garage.
No, I did not know that.
There is a catch. You have to have...
You've got to pay money for it.
Nope. You have to have a certain number of subscribers. So I'm going to ask everybody to do both John and the Model Car Podcast a favor. If you can search on YouTube for both of those, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up or a like, or what's the correct term? Hey, look, like button, punch the subscribe.
You smash the like button.
Smash the like. There you go. See, I'm not a YouTube person. I am putting copies of our show up on YouTube as well. I spent some money on a new app. Again, this is stuff that comes from the help of our sponsors. I bought a new app that allows me to make a YouTube video out of our MP3 file.
Cool.
But please go to YouTube, follow John, subscribe, follow Model Car Podcast, subscribe. It's not that we want to bombard you, but we really would like to have our own custom slugs.
Yeah, now that I know that, yeah, I would.
Just from advertising, right? YouTube.com/Can-Am Garage is a whole lot easier for marketing. So I'm asking that as a favor.
And easy to remember, too.
Exactly. That's why I was looking into it, because it's like, that doesn't make sense. I thought I had one from back in the day, and I think I did for one of my other projects, photography project that I was doing work from in sort of the aughts. But anyway, it's up there. Please smash, subscribe, like. Yes. If you know YouTube, you know what to do.
That's one way to put it.
All right.
You know YouTube. Oh, boy.
Well, somebody had to actually take screenshots of YouTube for me today.
Oh, dear.
Yesterday.
I'm assuming the daughter.
No, on our Slack channel.
Oh, okay. Jeez. Okay.
If you want more information about us, please go to our website, modelcar.show. You'll find the show notes. You'll find links to everything there. You'll find information, John and myself, and you'll also find links to join our communities on Facebook groups and in Slack. They're lots of fun. Please come join us there. Have a chat with us. Meet some amazing modelers that are also in there as well. You can also, if you could and are able, find links to support us, either by Patreon or just throw us a one-time bone through PayPal. That's it. Throw us a bone through PayPal. Thank you so much to our Patreon producer level sponsors for this episode. Those include the mighty Chris Martin, the amazing Alex Thomas, the magnificent Mickey Gerace, I'm kind of losing it,
Spectacular Scale Finishes.
There we go. Help me out here, John. The crazy Classic Truck Modeler Magazine. I was going to say the Randy Ryan Voyeur, but I don't know Ryan well enough to say that. What goes with there?
Realistic?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Ryan, we're sorry, man. We did no prep on this part. Rick Henderson, Elm City Hobbies, said correctly again. A B-Town Hobby. And of course, our latest and newest member, David Jenkins. Thank you so much to all you guys. Really do appreciate it. I'm moving. I need the support, the financial love, and you guys really do it for me. Part of the reason is we're coming up on renewal season, which is all of the domains and all of the hosting and everything else starts coming up. So when I'm already having an expensive time, really appreciate your support to cover those costs. Until next time, say goodbye, John.
Goodbye, John.